A MAGA voting couple got the day they voted for and didn't really like it. 8 months into Trump 2.0, a small business owning Georgia couple is beginning to express doubts about their past support for Trump and the MAGA movement. No way. They say that the promises that were made during Trump's 2024 campaign have not been delivered upon and that they have suffered the cost. Well, we're all suffering the cost right now, but not as much as the innocent people that were thrown into alligator Alcatraz that still cannot be accounted for. Somewhere up to 1,200 people are missing. We don't know where they are or if they're even still alive. You know, those are the ones that are suffering. Okay. How about the American citizens and other people who are, yes, immigrants who are here legally that have been brutally assaulted by ICE agents? That reporter that was body slammed for doing his job by an ICE agent. Those people are suffering. But please, MAGA couple, go on about your troubles. Well, in an interview with the Washington Post, Jessie and Carter Meadows said that their business has, seen operating costs increase due to Donald Trump's tariffs. That's right. Jessie says that she had to pay $17% more for a box of faux berries from China to use in her flower shop arrangements, while Carter's funeral home has faced a price increase in one of his own suppliers. Jessie asked Carter, is there anybody that can go up there and stay what they ran on? But my friends, this is what he ran on. He ran on brutalizing immigrants. Sure, he said things about, oh yeah, no, I'm going to lower, prices on day one. Well, whenever somebody makes that kind of promise, you should remember that he was lying about it. Nobody can deliver on that. Anybody who makes that promise is lying to you. They're a con artist. He was lying about just about everything, okay? Except for a few very important points here. And that is going after his political enemies. He definitely promised to do that, and he is doing that. Mass deportations, of course he meant that, because it's easy for him to do. And it allows him to create his own personalized police force in ICE. Exactly what he's done. Y'all were fine, though, when it came to hurting other people. But now that you are being hurt, suddenly it's no fun. It's no fun. No. Oh no. We're not enjoying this after all. Since I have to pay 17% more, for my faux berries. Your faux berries. Look, I'm going to try to avoid criticizing these people too harshly since they are coming around, all right? But it is difficult to do because you have so many people who, did vote to hurt other human beings and didn't care. The stuff that Trump did before was not a deal breaker for them. It was not a deal breaker, and it should have been, all right? But anyway, Trump's losing with conservatives now. Around a quarter of conservative voters, according to new polling, now disapprove of Donald Trump's handling of the economy. Now, Jessie, who, again, voted for Trump in 2024 because of his promises of boosting the economy, says his tariffs are, quote, unplanned and childish. Well, again, this is kind of like what happened in the first Trump administration. You do remember that he did the exact same thing the first time, right? First time he gets into power, he does a bunch of tariffs. And look, he actually wrecked the soybean markets back then and then ended up having to give farmers a gigantic bailout. Did that the first time and now has been allowed to come back and finish the job. Ain't nobody going to be buying American soybeans now, okay? And I don't even know why soybean farmers were all that interested in Donald Trump. I mean, especially since most of the right wing makes fun of soy. I mean, you didn't make that connection, okay? But no, nobody's going to be buying American soybeans because, look, other countries have already made deals, okay? With China, for example, was our biggest soybean market. But now they have Brazil, they have Argentina. How dare you, Argentina? You know, Trump's pal, Javier Milei, president of Argentina, okay? His country has stepped up their exports of soybeans to China, replacing ours. So how do you feel about that one? How do you feel about that one? And by the way, this is while Donald Trump is floating a $20 billion bailout, not for our farmers, but for Argentina. Because they have completely, their policies, Javier Milei's policies, have completely wrecked that country's economy. Poverty has exploded. Now remember, this is the same guy who got up on stage at the RNC with Elon Musk and handed him a chainsaw. This is what he was going to do to our budget, our country. Argentina was the model. And I remember saying this before the election happened, talking about the disaster that was coming in Argentina that is now here. And I said, that is exactly the plan that they have for the United States. And now, here we are. Here we are. But, you know, I guess now we're going to do them a solid while screwing our own farmers to help out Javier Milei. I'm sure that's what they voted for, right? The farmers did? Oh, wait. Yeah, it turns out they didn't. Yeah. In fact, American Soybean Association President Caleb Ragland had posted to X, the frustration is overwhelming. U.S. soybean prices are falling. Harvest is underway. And farmers read headlines not about securing a trade agreement with China, but that the U.S. is extending a $20 billion in economic support to Argentina. Why would the U.S. help bail out Argentina while they take American soybean producers' biggest market? Wrote Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley. We should use leverage at every turn to help hurting farm economy. Family farmers should be top of mind in negotiations by representatives of USA. Well, we don't have that. We don't have that at all. Okay. Their number one goal is not to help the USA. It is to help people like Donald Trump and his allies. And that's what he's doing by giving Milei and Argentina $20 billion, okay, of our taxpayer money. Now, there's more, by the way. Let's see. North Dakota Representative Julie Federshack, who was quoted in Axios, said, "It is very unfortunate that as the U.S. is helping Argentina stabilize its economy," which again was supposed to be the miracle. Oh, see, Milei's wonderful economic policies that are super right-wing libertarian are supposed to make Argentina into the greatest country in the global south, an economic powerhouse. And what happened? They ain't no powerhouse if they need a bailout from good old USA. All right. Definitely not. But they continued. Let's see. Helping Argentina stabilize its economy, they would undermine American farmers and weaken President Trump's negotiation with China. This is a bitter pill for North Dakota soybean farmers to swallow. And one Redditor on the Ask Trump Supporters forum writes, "I don't see how bailing out Argentina is in any way America first. Their argument that it counters China and that somehow makes it America first isn't compelling." Yes, but you know what? Y'all voted for this. That's despite what he did the first time. Why then would you believe that the second time would be any better? No, it's worse now. It's worse now. China won't buy our beef. Okay, China, they got a beef with us now. They're getting their beef from Australia. So all these other countries are winning while we're losing. The beef alone is about $120 million a month that ranchers are not going to be getting anymore in the United States. Congratulations. Well done. This is what happens when you vote in a moron. He doesn't care about you. Okay? Remember, he said, I don't care about you. I just need your vote. And what did you say in return? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to give you my vote, even though you don't give a crap about me or my family. Here we go. We're going to stick it to the libs. We're going to stick it to the transgenders. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. And now look at you. Now, Jessie, speaking with the Post, says now she intends to oppose her local congressman's GOP primary next year due to his stance on the Epstein files. Ah, yes, there's the other thing, right? Republicans are the ones who are blocking the release of those files. MAGA Mike Johnson is refusing to see Adelita Grijalva, who won her primary, okay, to replace her father. Died in office, okay? He's refusing, Mike Johnson, to swear her in because she would be the key vote in releasing the Epstein files. There are only 4 Republicans that have signed on to that. 4 Republicans: Thomas Massie, Nancy Mace, Lauren Boebert, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay, is on the right side of an issue for once. Against the rest of her party, against Donald Trump. That's amazing. Okay. That does not happen very often. That doesn't happen at all. Okay. But here we have it. Here we have it happening. I mean, look, there is no other explanation as to why the vast majority of the Republican Party is blocking the release of those files. They're doing it to protect Donald Trump. Why else would they block it? Why else? We know the answer. Now, she added, by the way, back on the issue of trade, because it is important, okay? Here's what she said about that and the tariffs and the lack of deals that are being made now. Quote, we really don't have a suggestion on how to fix that. We don't understand enough about it. And there it is, folks. We just don't understand enough about it. This is why Trump said that he does not do well with educated people, because educated people see through his bullshit. That's why we didn't vote for Trump, because we do understand the issues. It's not about TDS. It's about understanding things. We know things. And we're like, oh man, this guy's a moron. He doesn't know anything. He's an idiot and he's an authoritarian. No, we're not going to vote for that. We're not interested in that. Look, we understand the issues. He doesn't. He thinks he does, but he's lying about it. He's completely out of his mind and understands nothing about the things that he talks about. Nothing. He is a con artist. And now we, the American people, are getting to feel the full, unadulterated effects of his con job that he has pulled on all of us. I remember last time, the Trump 1.0, there were some adults that were still in the room, and they did manage to stop him from completely obliterating this country. But since then, now with Trump 2.0, there are no guardrails left. The adults have been kicked out of the room. The guardrails have been stripped down to the foundation. Okay? And the country, well, the country is now getting prepped for the screw job that he's always been planning for us. Okay? That's it. And because of voters like Jessie and Carter and your MAGA uncle, we are now stuck with not only with higher prices, less opportunities, but now fascist invasions into American cities. So, thanks a lot. Really appreciate what you did for us. Maybe now there's hope in the fact that you won't make that mistake again. But I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit too optimistic. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.